What's up, Tube World? It's Blue Ronin, and after 3 months, I'm back again with another video. Today's joint is about my EDC upgrades. So if you want to hear what I've been up to, give me 6 seconds, and we'll talk about it. What goes on, America? So it's been about 3 months since I've done my last video. Everything's good with me. Hope everything's good with you guys. Hope everybody's family is doing well. My family's doing great, thank God. And so I've been really busy these last few months. I've been working a lot of overtime. Been working 6 days a week, like a lot of us, I'm sure. And but the good part about that is I've been able to do some minor upgrades on my everyday carry paraphernalia. And so I'm not sure how many of you saw my first video back in March, which was called EDC Considerations for the Beginner. But the vast majority of the stuff I had on that video is gone. Really the only two things that I have from that video that's in this video is my butane lighter and my defensive tool, which is my Glock 30S. But we'll get into this in a few minutes. So let me just go ahead and say that I'm not gonna talk about my keys and my wallet and my chapstick and all that kind of stuff. All that is unnecessary. That's just standard stuff. We're not even gonna worry about that. But what I am gonna talk about one more time is this butane lighter because I just love it so much. Bics are great. You know, I always say Bics are great, but the functionality of a good, solid, working butane lighter is great. There's a lot of butane lighters out there that are garbage. I'm pretty sure that this is a little Chinese lighter, but the one thing I can't say is that this thing works pretty much every time. 3-prong flame, fully adjustable, and just a solid lighter that I carry with me whenever I'm not at work or in uniform. Which unfortunately for me is not very often. Of course, I've got, you know, I have the occasional week of vacation off, but by and large, I'm in uniform, so I'm not able to carry most of this stuff. But when I am on vacation or when I go out of town or on the weekends, these are the things that I normally kind of carry with me. The big difference between the video that I filmed back in March as opposed to this stuff that I have right now is that I've streamlined my EDC. I've made it much more streamlined, and I don't have as much stuff as I did in that first video. So I just show you the butane lighter, and so next up is this tactical pen by Atomic Bear. So what I had in my first video was I had an EDC pen, which is probably about half the size of this, and I also had a glass breaker that I put on my wrist. It had a bearing on it that almost looked like a little sprocket. But when I was doing my research, I came across this, and I said, well, you know what? I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only can I get a glass breaker and an EDC pen. Okay, this is a writing pen, but it also has a stylus for either my phone or my tablet. And I thought that was a great idea. Now, this does take up a little more space in my pockets than I'm used to, but it's okay because it serves more than one function. This is a multifunctional tactical pen by Atomic Bear, and I think it's great. This also comes with a secondary refill if you decide to get something like this. Okay. So next up is the Leatherman Skeletal. Now, I'm one of those people that I never really wanted to put the kind of money into a Leatherman multi-tool that a lot of people are willing to do. To me, because I don't use a multi-tool like that, I'm used to I know the value of a multi-tool, and I normally get the Gerber NXT extension suspension. But this time around, I was looking around at different types of multi-tools, and I decided to go ahead and take a chance with this one. As always, Leathermans are great multi-tools. They are the standard. They are the standard as far as multi-tools are concerned. I get that, but they're really expensive. And for somebody who doesn't use a multi-tool like that, that's why it never made sense for me to go out there and spend that kind of money on a multi-tool. But this is a really good one. It's got a much thinner profile than the Gerber does. And this is basically just no frills quality. There's not a lot of extra bells and whistles on this multi-tool. It does have the standard wire strippers and pliers. It does have a locking Phillips head 2-piece bit on it, top and bottom. Okay. That does lock in place. You open that right here, just push that down, and this pops right on out. It also has a flathead as well, flathead option. So you have to push this. You have to push this down, and the flathead option comes out. It is held in by friction. Okay. You also have your carabiner / bottle opener. And it also has a combination serrated and drop point knife blade on it. And so this is just a basic tool from Leatherman, but it's, if anything, Leatherman is going to be extremely high quality. It's a little more than I wanted to pay for it, but it's okay. This is one of the things that I will probably have with me for the rest of my life. Me being a middle-aged guy, I don't know how much longer that's going to be, but this should last me for many years. And God forbid should something happen to me, this is the kind of thing that I could pass down to my offspring, my grandkids, whoever is in my life at that time who may find value in something like this. That's why I don't mind getting certain things, because I know there's certain things I will be able to pass down to my family once my time comes. Okay. And so this was another unexpected purchase for me. This is the Olight Arcfeld. Okay, now so this is a flashlight, and it's also a little bit bigger than what I'm used to using. I'm used to using a smaller flashlight, something like this type of Olight right here. This is what I'm used to using, but I kind of went out on a limb with this because, for a couple of different reasons. The first of which is when I was looking at this. I saw that the way it was made. They have if you go on Amazon and you look at how the body of this flashlight is made, is basically cut out of a piece of a bar of aluminum. So this thing is absolutely built like a tank. All right. Another good thing that I like about it is that it's got a toggle switch on it. Okay, so you've got a three light function on here. If you tap it twice, you have the strobe function on it. And get it to work. There you go. Strobe function. Okay. It also has a green laser light function as well. Toggle to the other side. It has a UV light function. The only thing that I wish that this had was a red light function. I would actually prefer a red light function over the UV light. That's just because I just have a preference. I just have a preference for the red light function, like on headlamps. I just find those to be very helpful and very useful to have. But this is a really good solid light. It is a rechargeable battery. It has a rechargeable battery in it, so you cannot replace this with regular batteries. But it's just a really good solid light, and it's very well built. It does have a pocket clip or a hat clip if you need to put it onto the brim of your hat. But it slides easy. It does take a little bit more real estate in your pocket, but it's just a good solid flashlight from Olight. Next up is the Microtech UTX 85 OTF blade. And so the reason I got this, I'll tell you guys a quick story. So a couple months ago, I had a run-in with an irate customer. I'll just put it that way. And things got heated very quickly, but they did not escalate to the point where I feel like I was being threatened. But I felt like it could have gone that way had things gone too much further. And so after that incident, I started looking into carrying, because I'm not able to carry a handgun on my job. But I did decide that it might not be a bad idea to at least carry something to be able to defend myself with when I'm on my job. And so I picked this up for that particular reason. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, this is not the knife that I would carry with me on my job. This is really more of just something to have with me when I'm on the weekends or when I'm on vacation, when I'm out of town. The main reason that I wanted to get this was because I didn't want something that I was going to have to take two hands to deploy. If you know anything about Microtech, these are very, very good knives, but they're also very, very expensive knives. I've never spent this much money on a knife in my entire life. And to be perfectly honest, unless I win a lottery, I'll probably never spend this much money on a knife again. Not a single knife. Now, I've got other knives that are good quality knives, but I won't buy this type of knife again, strictly because of the price. They're just really, really expensive. I kind of went out on a limb and I splurged for this one, but these are just really solid knives. I love the fact that it is double-sided, double-edged, serrated and straight edge on both sides. It does have a glass breaker on the end, and it does have a really solid pocket clip on it. So this is just a really great knife. It's extremely, extremely lightweight, which is another thing that I really enjoy about this knife. It's extremely lightweight. It only takes one hand to operate. If you get something like this, just know that you're going to have to kind of do this a few times because it's very, very stiff when you first get it. At least mine was anyway. So it took me a while to really kind of loosen it up a little bit, where it'll snap out, it'll pop out every time I push the button on it. But just a great, expensive but still great knife by Microtech, the Microtech UTX 85. And next up I just ended up getting another watch for myself. This is the Casio G-Shock Solar Edition. I believe this model is the 5230 if I'm not mistaken. But this is just a great solid watch. In my first video, I had the Citizens Echo Drive watch, and that's a really old watch, and I was really having problems with it keeping time properly, and so I decided to go ahead and get this G-Shock instead. This is just a regular, good, solid, durable watch from Casio. I really enjoy this watch. I actually got another one like this. It's a little more tactical, I guess I would say. It's a little beefier, but I use that for my when I'm on the job, because I'm constantly bumping into stuff and hitting the watch on things. And so I wanted something that was going to be at least as far as my outside of work everyday carry. I wanted something that was going to be a little more, I don't know if classy is the right word, but something that had a regular watch face on it instead of just being digital. I wanted something like this, so that's what this is. Just a good solid Casio G-Shock watch. You really can't go wrong with the G-Shock of any kind, but this just happens to be the one that I wear when I'm not at work. And so my next two items are the ones that I feel kind of rounds out my new version of my EDC, and really kind of this stuff makes me feel a little more complete. And I say that because I was able to, let me just go ahead and say that this is an ankle mounted med kit. And in my prior EDC, I didn't have any kind of med kit at all to carry with me. And I always felt a little vulnerable when I didn't have that on me. And so I opted to go with the ankle mounted one because I was finally able to find the holster that I needed for my Glock 30S. It's an inner waistband holster that I was looking for in my first video. I finally found that, and what I didn't want to have too much on my waistline, so I opted to go with this ankle-mounted med kit instead. And so I'm not going to take everything out. I'll just tell you what I have in here, so you guys can get an idea of what I'm able to fit in this. Let me start off by saying that this is extremely, extremely lightweight. Even with everything inside, I don't think this thing weighs any more than 2 pounds at the most. It's very, very lightweight with what I have inside this particular med kit. And so just kind of going through this briefly, I've got some zip stitches. I've got a couple pairs of tweezers. I've got some Bactine Max antibiotic spray. I've got a small flip blade knife from M-Tech. I've got the Snake Staff Systems tourniquet. I've got a smaller pair of trauma shears. I've got some self-adhesive sports tape. I've got some compressed hemostatic gauze, some Band-Aids, and a pair of nitrile gloves. I've also got a Sharpie pen and a standard little Olight. It's got a 3-setting flashlight, just in case my other Olight arc fill, if I forget to charge or if it goes out or something, if I need some type of medical attention, I'll have this with me just as a backup flashlight. The great thing about this is that it with this flap over the top, it pretty much holds everything in place. As you can see, nothing is falling out in case you have to run. These things tuck down pretty far inside here, so you don't really have to worry about anything falling out. Should you have to run for whatever reason. Me being at my current age, I'm not really looking to do a whole lot of running, but I don't have to worry about it in the off chance that I do have to beat a hasty retreat or maybe go run to help someone. You never know. Now, I wore this at a family reunion a few months back, and I'm going to show you a picture of what this looks like on my leg. But the caveat is, I've got this covered by a pair of loose-fitting jeans. I found that loose-fitting jeans work better for me because, if you have this on your leg, on your ankle, it is going to stick out a little bit, because especially with the things that I have inside mine. Now, yours may not, if you decide to get something like this, yours may not be like this. But with the things that I felt like were necessary for me to have on me, they kind of stick out a little bit. So a pair of loose-fitting jeans worked out well. So I took a picture of what that looks like, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on there real quick so you guys can just see if you can tell which leg I have this little med kit on. Okay, so if you couldn't tell, I had the med kit on my right leg, which would be on the left side of the screen. So that's why I had the med kit on. It takes a little getting used to having that weight on your leg, even though this thing is very, very light. It takes a little while to get used to having it on you. But once you got it on, you kind of forget it's even there. But I found this to be just gives me peace of mind, knowing that should something happen, other than say taking a gunshot wound, to the chest or the midsection, if it's in one of my extremities, I feel like I have a much better chance of surviving something like that, having this on my person as opposed to not having it at all. And so. So last but not least is I was finally able to get my hands on an inner waistband holster for my Glock 30S. So before we go forward, we're going to go ahead and check this bad boy to make sure it's clear. Okay, nothing in the magazine, nothing chambered. Okay, so in my first video, I was asking you guys, because at the time I wasn't able to find a holster to fit this particular gun with this particular light. Now what I have here is the TLR-8G. So this is a laser light combo. And I opted to go with this for two different reasons. The first being is that this particular model Glock is not set up for an optic. This is not an MOS, or I believe it's modular optic system. This is not set up for an optic. And which is fine by me, and I'll tell you why. And secondly, I got this. The main reason why I got this particular laser light combo is because my vision is not that great. Like I said, I'm a middle-aged guy, and I've got pretty bad astigmatism in my dominant eye, which is my right eye. And so, if I don't have my contacts in, say if something happens to me, say if God forbid someone comes into my house unannounced, and I just have to grab my defensive tool to persuade them to not go any further. Okay, having this light on my defensive tool is a much better option for me, because if I don't have my contacts in, I can't see through an optic anyways. It doesn't make any sense for me to have it on there, because I generally don't wear my contacts when I'm in the house. And so that's why I opted to go with this, because as long as I have time to press this button, and it's right there where my thumb lays down. Okay, it's right there. If I can't turn that on in a split second, then I probably don't need to have this thing anyways. But I find, for me personally, with my vision being what it is, it's a much better option for me to have something like this as opposed to an optic when I don't have my contacts in, because I can't see through the optic anyways, because everything is just a complete blur. Okay. And so I said all that to say is that at first I was having problems finding a holster manufacturer that would make holsters for this particular optic. I finally came across one. And this holster is from this inner waistband holster is from Modern Patriots holsters. So on their site they say that the lead time is pretty long on these holsters. So should you find yourself in a situation like I do, and you have this particular laser light combo on your defensive tool, and you go with this particular company, just know that the lead time on this particular holster is kind of long. So, the crazy thing is, I found another company holster that makes holsters for this model firearm with this particular optic. As well, and the lead time is much less. But this is still a good solid inner waistband holster. I ordered this in May. I don't think I got this back to me until sometime in July, which is 2 months, which is a really long time in these modern times as far as getting something that you ordered. It's almost unheard of, but the people, because I was constantly checking on, the guys were really nice about it. They offered me a discount on it because it took so long. They were having problems with the sidecar mold, and plus the guy said that they were really busy as well. So they just had to kind of make I guess the holsters were made to order, which is understandable. I guess it's why it took so long. But I'm not disappointed that I got the holster. I'm glad I finally got it. It works great. It sits really well on my waist. So it's just a really good solid holster. So I was able to get one for this 30S as well as my Glock 19 Gen 5. Different companies, but same effect as far as having the holster for the TLR8G laser light combo. Okay, and so that's pretty much it, folks. I just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys. I haven't spoken to you guys in a while. Like I said before, I was really getting the itch to make another video. It's been such a long time since I've done it, and so I'm glad to be back into the swing of things. I've got some other stuff that I'm going to talk about in my next video that I hope will be helpful to other people. If there's as always, my channel is really more for people who are just kind of beginning, that are kind of getting their feet wet. And so with this stuff, I'm not really reinventing the wheel. Most of you probably out there already have this kind of stuff anyways. I guess I'm just on the slow boat. But I figured I'd share it with you anyways, because, what harm is it going to do? But anyways, so as always, thank you guys for tuning in. It's much appreciated as always. Once again, if you're basically new to the 2A/prepper lifestyle, and you've got your first gun or your first rifle, please go get some training. Go get some training. You will thank yourself for it. Go get some solid foundational training. It will help you become a much better shooter. Trust me. Okay? If you don't believe anything else I say, believe that. Go get some training. Okay? And always, 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 always be a shitty victim. Be a shitty victim. Okay? Don't let anybody victimize you if you can help it. Don't let anybody just do whatever they want to do to you if you can help it. I know we can't always be aware of what's going on around us at all times. I get that, but at least try to be prepared for when should that time come. Okay, because as I always say, this is America. This is the land of the gun, and people do stupid things. Okay, and people love to victimize people who think that they can't take care of themselves. Okay, so go get some training and be a really shitty victim at all times, and always try to be ready. Just try to be ready. Try to be prepared. All right. So with that being said, until next time, I'm out of here. Later.